As a waitress, have you ever seen someone try to leave without paying? Paula Elder. I was a cashier/hostess in a restaurant for many years. A young man came in with a backpack and bedroll and ordered a hamburger, fries, and milk. It was obvious by looking at him that he hadn't eaten in a while, and I knew he wasn't going to be able to pay. He was about 16, so I went back to the kitchen and we had a little talk. He got the biggest burger you've ever seen. The waitress told him the cook had misread and cooked a hamburger steak. No charge for the error. Plenty of fries with that. Then she comes up with a piece of pie that wasn't servable and she was going to throw away, unless the young man wanted it, no charge of course. I then had to go back to the main dining room for something, and he left quietly. I paid for the meal and tipped the waitress over her protests, but she had to pay taxes on that bill. That evening, the restaurant manager gave me my money back. Nobody ever questioned what I did. 35.8K views. View 2,713 upvotes. Aubrey Peel. Happens all the time. And people can be very cunning about it. If they are planning to dine and dash from the start, they will often order dessert and then run out while you are going to get their order. More often, though, it's just people who accidentally ordered more food than they were able to pay for. This is visible when you drop the check. First, they will look at the check and seem surprised. Then they will go over it with a fine-toothed comb to be sure that everything on the check is correct. They'll put their heads together and whisper for a bit. And then, the biggest piece of evidence that they are going to run is they will look around, checking to see if they are being watched by me or the manager. Once I see this happening, I'll tell the manager, "Hey, table 22 looks like they might run out. Can you keep an eye on them?" And then usually the manager will go and stand where he can watch the table, and I'm free to carry on with my duties and help my other customers. Restaurants are more likely to be understanding about this situation if you are honest. I've had customers approach me in the past and say something along the lines of, "I'm so sorry, we didn't realize we had ordered so much food and we don't have enough cash to cover it. I'd really like to give you a tip, is there anything we can do?" In situations like this, we're more likely to take a few things off of the bill, for your benefit as well as mine. I want the tip. However, the moment you leave the restaurant, you have committed a crime. If we can't catch up to you down the block, we will have to call the police. And none of us want to do that. I've actually been given a ride in a police cruiser in order to chase down a customer who dined and dashed. Because I was with the police when they approached him a few blocks away, they offered him the option of giving me the cash rather than arresting him. He forked over the money immediately. 265K views. View 7,247 upvotes. Jennifer Reyes. Earlier this year, I was serving at a pancake house. It was close to midnight. 5 boys sat in the back corner. They appeared to be in their late teens. They stayed for an hour or so stuffing their faces. The time came for them to pay. The tab was $86. They left $8 on the table and left. I kid you not, less than a minute after they left, this big hulking tattooed police officer walks in. "Is there a problem here?" I started laughing because we had just noticed and were all by the door formulating a plan. We told him what happened. Turns out they started running when they got outside, and the cop thought it looked suspicious, so he stopped them. He brought them inside and made them pay the whole tab plus tip. Then made them each apologize to us. It was so funny to me how quickly they were caught that I found myself giggling the whole night. 33K views. View 2,467 upvotes. Diane Griesnor. We went to a famous steak chain. It was a Wednesday night and the place was empty. We were seated fairly quickly. Then time passed. We could see a man sitting at the bar watching a football game. Another couple were then seated a few tables away from us. We waited. The other couple got drinks and rolls. We frantically flagged down the waitress. She asked if we were ready to order. We said we had not even seen a menu yet and would like some water. The waitress said that due to COVID they no longer had menus. We could access their website on our phones for the menu. We asked her for water and waited. The other couple received food that smelled great. Their website froze up. We received water and a couple rolls, no butter. We explained about the website. The waitress gave us a blurry photocopied page off a menu, with no sides or beverages listed. We waited. When she finally came back, we asked to speak to a manager. She walked over to the man sitting at the bar watching football, and they both turned and looked at us. We had been there about half an hour at that point. We got up and left. We had a gift certificate, still have it, to that chain. We were planning on a meal that cost over $100 for the two of us. But part of the dining experience is good service, and it was pretty clear that wasn't going to happen. Outback, are you listening? 254.2K views. View 3,404 upvotes. Kendall Meyer. I was a bartender and had some men who had crushes on me. Some wanted hugs, a quick kiss. One wanted me to sit on his lap at his birthday party. But my best memory was when an elderly man in overalls came into the bar. He looked rough and did not look like our other customers. I had two other female bartenders with me behind the bar and they totally ignored this guy, so I get him a drink and we start up a conversation. The other bartenders are my two best friends, yet they still will not engage with him. I realized it was based on his appearance. Anyway, he has a few drinks and dinner, etc. I talked him pretty much when I wasn't busy with other customers. He closed his tab out, which came to $78 or so, and hands me a $100, says keep the change. I thank him and he stops and reaches into his pocket and hands me 5 more $100 bills. He says you will be my bartender and only you every time I come here. Thank you for not judging me based on my appearance. He continued to come in approximately every week for 2 years. He would tip me between $200 to $300